look like this.
Are those swarm cells?
No, these are drone cells.
I mean the other ones, the queen cells, are they swarm cells?
No, they're just cups.
These are just cups. This is where if they want to swarm, she'll lay an egg in and then they'll draw it out.
Yeah.
But you'll always find, there'll be some on the sides, but if they have any on the sides, which is not a true procedure cell, they'll have swarm cells between the two boxes.
You want to get rid of those then?
Yeah. What?
The swarm cells?
If they're swarm cells, it's gonna swarm, so I split them whenever I get them. Now, if I could ask you guys to come over here, because we got all these bees behind you that want to go home. Just don't stand in front of the two. Yeah, it's better to stand back here. I'll tip it back the other way, and we can look at it that way.
Stand in front, you like to get stung. They get pain in the ass sometimes if you're in their way.
But yeah, these are queen cups. She doesn't lay in anything in them, so we're safe. Not only by that, doing that, it's a lot easier to take comb out.
You're okay.
Beautiful hive. Here, anybody want to see eggs and larvae and?
I can see the larvae, but never the eggs.
Okay, we got everything here. You see down in this corner, you're going to see some that
You
are-
come up here and look. You can see better.
That's eggs. What, you're saying eggs or?
got me right in the finger. Well, you don't really, you don't have to see eggs.
No, as long as you see larvae, you know they're
Yep.
there, but it's nice to be able to see eggs.
But this hive, since this frame is like that, and I'll bet you everyone going all the way across is that way. This is beautiful.
Is this a Italian or what is this?
I don't know. I suspect it's a hybrid of some sort. This is the one that came from the Amish. They raise all their own queens. I don't think they have the. Well, they have. I think they have a great breeding program. They might. Yeah. I think they do things that they want to do. Just like when we have northern queens now, we don't have a clue what they are. Well, the Nature's Nectar one was a Saskatraz, which that's again their own breed that they gave a name to. And then the people in Florida use a lot of the. Help me out with the name. Well, anyway. No. It's a. It sounds like a religious term. It's not Abbott though. But they seem to like that one. I find that they're real mean, generally speaking.
Did you see any difference in productivity at all from the different bees?
I have always had good luck with Italians. The problem with Italians is that they lay brood late into the fall. So the later you get, you want to get down so you don't have no brood going into the winter, so that you can treat for mites, because the mites are always in the brood, and that makes it a little more difficult. But Italians are generally always gentle, and they always make a good crop. They're very prolific as far as number of bees. The Russians are a little smaller. Some people tell me they're meaner. I don't have a clue. I know I have had some. It doesn't make any difference if you don't rile them up too much. They're all nice. And like I said, whenever I go and buy bees, they ask me what kind I want, and I say I don't care, whatever you have the most of and want to get rid of. It doesn't make any difference to me.
Dan, would you ever move like frames around within that the beehive body?
In the brood chamber,
Yeah.
I would never move them around.
Never move it.
Never.
Move. Okay.
Because that's where they have them, so they're most efficient.
Uh-huh.
I would say that this hive is just, I'm going to have to put boxes on just because it's going to explode in the next couple days.
Yeah.
They're having a lot of bees and needing a lot of room.
Now, when you have a up one, or
Nope. Because they're already up here. And I'm going to leave the queen excluder in. Nope. If you've got enough room, if they need room, they'll take the honey and stores down there and they'll move it up. Unless it's honey bound or if it's pollen bound, then you might put another whole box down there. In honey supers, yeah. Once they're drawn, I use 8 frames only.
I put 9 in.
Okay, I don't because with 8 frames I have 1 less passage than 9. That means that they can put that much more honey in the box.
Okay.
Also, it means that when I uncap it, since I use a hot knife, I only take the caps off. I don't take any more wax than I absolutely have to.
Okay.
So next year when I put them back on, they don't have to produce as much wax. Reason is I don't trust myself. What happens is that you get 9 frames, now you got a gap somewhere. You've got to push them together all the time so they don't build burr comb. And I guarantee you, I'll forget to do that. It's that one I had to move all of them over to get in there because I'm not real good at moving them over. I forgot something. Notice how I put them down on the cover, upside down?
The cover's upside down.
Cover's upside down, and then I put the boxes at an angle for each other. That way I don't crush very many bees. This is DFM. This is the probiotic.
I do that. I usually go with
And I think I'm going to become a real believer in it.
What's that for?
That's for the gut
I do it.
microbes for the bees.
How can you get that out?
Once a month if I can.
Oh, 1 tablespoon?
About a tablespoon, yeah.
Now, this is right here on the site, you said always put your honey supers on 2 at a time.
I generally I put them on 3 at a time. This year I didn't. I put on 2s on these because it was still cool, and since I wasn't going to be able to get over to them too often, I didn't want to cool the brood chamber.
Oh, well, so my honey supers don't have any drawn comb on them.
Oh.
So I didn't know you had to put 2 at a time, so I had to only put 1.
That's okay.
Okay.
Did
But
you
now I went back because they got that almost full. But I had to get a frame that was drawn from a fellow
Yep.
beekeeper in our group because I couldn't get them to come up. It's done a week.
That's
And
exactly
I had
right.
sprayed them with sugar water and they still hadn't come up. So then as soon as I put that frame in, they were like,
Yep.
and now that super is almost full, so I have to put another 2 on.
Yeah, you really put 2 more on.
Okay.
Take the one you got on off, put the 2 on, and put it back on top.
Oh, put that one on top.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
And that way
That way they'll keep.
they'll go right through there. They'll know that it's part of the hive.
Okay. That's good to know. So I'll just do like.
But if you're going, if people are starting and only have foundation for supers, leave the queen excluder out. That way they'll move up on that foundation. And yeah, she may lay some brood up there, but it's easy to fix. Once they're up there working and they've got some drawn comb, you take the box, you take the frames out and shake the bees off. Make sure that you don't have the queen. So that it goes back in the brood chamber. Then you put your queen excluder in and then you put your box back on. Makes it a lot better for the bees that they can actually work up on that foundation. Because if it's above a queen excluder, they don't even think it's part of the hive.
You got somebody help you lift the boxes if you get that high, with the heavy ones on top. It's kind of hard.
Step ladder.
Now that ain't so safe either.
And do it before the box is full.
Yeah. Now, when should I just because I started with frames on my honey supers?
Yeah.
Is it just like the rule of thumb with the bees as they get when do you put the next empty, because they're all empty, you know, so when do I put the next foundations on?
Since they say you got that one's almost full.
Well, it's like 2/3 full.
Oh, put 2 on.
2 on.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 on.
So it's sort of the same rule of thumb as the stuff down below. I mean, you about 2/3 full when you start.
Yep,
Yeah.
because when those when those bees start hatching, you know, they're in there and they're in that cell. But when they come out and they stand sideways, they're about 4 times as big as when they are in the cell. So every brood cell you got, you would actually have 4 times as much room needed for a bee. So if they get crowded, and that's what happens, if you don't get a room on them fast enough,
Yeah.
they'll get crowded and then they'll want to swarm.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Is that hive?
I don't know. Their brains aren't very big, so. We get a lot of honey here.
So,
No, we have eggs. Anybody with good eyesight? Want to look over my shoulder and tell me if you see eggs down in here?
I don't have any in my different boxes now, but
What
somebody
I
had suggested for airflow you should have, and I just noticed a couple of the details.
well, were you here when I explained what I do over here?
I wasn't, I just texted them.
Okay. Well, if you look at this, when it gets really hot, and I've got 3 boxes on,
Uh-huh.
when there's only 3 boxes, they can provide all the ventilation they need.
Oh, okay.
When you get more than 3, I put this gap up here, especially if it's going to be like in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
That way the bees, I find, they'll line up along here, all the way across. They'll never fly in and out of this gap. They'll sit up there and they'll ventilate. They'll stand there and they'll flap their wings and ventilate the hive. I find that it helps to dry. This is my head says it helps to dry the honey, but it really helps the venom from bearding.
Oh, yeah, that's on the front.
On the
Yeah,
front,
yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I find that they don't beard if they have this.